So accused killer Luigi Mangione is seen leaving court just moments ago.
This came after a hearing ended in his state murder case. He's facing charges of shooting and killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. His lawyer addressed cameras shortly after leaving the courtroom.
He's being treated differently because he's being held in federal custody than any other person who would be facing serious murder one charges in New York State court.
Our Trevor Old is just outside court there, joins me now along with our legal contributor and managing partner at the Cochran firm, Shauna Lloyd. So Trevor, tell us what happened in court.
Well, one of the big questions, Kira, was whether or not a judge was going to set the trial date, and that did not happen inside court. We had a reporter who was there inside, and the main purpose of this hearing was evidentiary. They were going to have the prosecution and the defense go over the evidence that they both obtained through discovery so far, and Luigi Mangione's attorney said that there are very serious issues, in her opinion, with how police in Pennsylvania obtained some of the evidence that they have acquired, at least so far, through the process of discovery. They didn't get too far into detail in that regard, but they did say that this was a small amount of evidence and that there will likely be much more in this case. So while we thought maybe there was a possibility at the end of this hearing we would get a date for the start of the trial for Luigi Mangione, we did not only did we not get that, but now we know it's not going to happen for the next several months at least. There are a couple due dates that were set by the judge, talking about the defense making all their motions and then the prosecution can respond. That's not until May. And then all of the rulings that are outstanding, that deadline is not until the end of June. So we would presume that the earliest that we would see this trial begin is July. We also know that inside this hearing, Mangione's attorney, who we just heard from, where she talked about how he is being treated differently than other people who are facing charges. At one point, she asked the judge if they could remove Mangione's shackles, and the judge denied that. He said, essentially, unless he is signing something, he's going to keep wearing those shackles. Now, I don't believe Mangione said anything while he was there in court today. We are now continuing to move forward with the discovery process, but so far, no date as of yet for Luigi Mangione's trial to begin, but looks like it won't begin until July at the earliest, guys.
Okay, so Shauna, reality check here. There's a very high-profile case. Looks like a tough case, right? He's got a manifesto about, why he did it. They can track his bike through the bike he rented through Manhattan, and there are the videos as well. So there's all kinds of things that make it difficult. So what is the defense lawyer trying to do here? And what about her claim that he's being treated differently? He shouldn't be in federal custody.
Well, Terry, there's a couple of things here. First, we have to remember that most of what is going to happen next is the defense attempting to exclude evidence that they don't feel should be entered during trial. So there's going to be a flurry of motions about a lot of the information that they've gotten through discovery. His tracking, how they got it, will be under examination. They'll be looking at whether or not it was statements before his Miranda rights. Should those be thrown out? So the defense is going to look at all the evidence the state has and try to have most of it not enter into trial. And so we'll see those motions to exclude coming up. Now, her argument that he's being treated differently, we do know that there's a lot of public interest in this. I mean, this is a very unusual trial. The fact that there are even supporters that are outside of the courthouse, just speaks to what this is invoking in individuals. So, the judge deciding to keep him in shackles is not necessarily unusual in and of itself. There are many times I go to court with my clients and they're still in shackles. That part of it is not actually something that's unusual, especially in a hearing. There is no jury present. It is simply counsel and the judge. So that part is not as unusual as she's making it out to be.
Trevor, Shauna, thank you both. And for more on the case, be sure to tune in to the ABC News 2020 special Manhunt, Luigi Mangione and the CEO Murder, now streaming on Hulu.